talk about how we can expand the boundaries of a land in GameMaker. I have a 1x1 land here, and to make it clear when we play this, where are the boundaries, like the corners, I just piled up a bunch of cubes at each corners here. And let me demo it first, and we're going to talk about the mechanics, how it's set up later. So I'm starting here at one end of the land, and to make it clear where I am, I added these palm trees in this section and dead trees back there. And you can see here that I am between these four pillars here. And you can also see that this section back there, where there are dead trees, that's outside of the land. And you can see that if I move up to the edge, it asks me to travel. Now, of course, in your game, you're going to need to prevent that from happening if you don't want the player to to wonder what's going on with the travel there. All right, so imagine that you ask the player to go inside a room, and then here you need to keep the attention busy to hide what's happening. And what was happening is there was actually a translation, and you could see it on the top right map where things shifted, but now boom, as the door opened, you can see that the land that's accessible, or the section that's accessible to the player, is now the one with the dead trees, and not the one with the palm trees. You can see that's the edge here. All right, so let's take a look into how it's done. Oh, and by the way, we're under GameMaker 0.6.11 currently. Okay, let's start by doing a couple of experiments and observations here. Okay, if I place an asset on the ground and I try to put it outside, I can't. You can see here that no matter how far I drag the mouse, the object is not going to go anywhere outside. And even if you type the number here, so on the Z, if I try to type, for example, oh, hang on, what's going on? Minus, I can't even put minus, but I could try that before. So let's make it 10. Here it is, and let's try to add a minus before that. Okay, seems like it's working, but as soon as you click anywhere else, it goes back to 0, in fact. So observation number 1, you can't put objects outside. Let's get rid of the button. Observation number 2, if you add a platform, let's put a basic platform. Let's go minus 20. Again, something's wrong with my minus here. Minus, say 23 here. Oh, hang on, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do here, my platform there, and say minus 20, 30. I pressed tab once again. I'm too used to other programs where tab just jumps to the next field. All right, so we have the platform here with the end goal of being, going outside of the land. Let's see how it works. Actually, I'm gonna bring that here. There, you see that the platform stops at the edge of the land. It doesn't go any further. So that's observation number 2. All right, observation number 3. Let's try to put this lever under the the platform here. And let's try. There you go. Now you can see that you can put stuff outside of the edge of your land. And the way to achieve that, the trick is to parent it under the platform. All right, so let's take that one step further. All right, let's keep our investigations going. So what we're going to do, this one, we don't need it. We're going to add more of these. Actually, let's get rid of the platforms. To create a like a strip of ground that kind of ships. And actually, to demonstrate it, let's hang on. Let's lift it. I just want to put them under the hierarchy first, and we're going to lift that. Okay. So let's try that. Okay, so as long as the avatar here is on this the platform itself, everything goes well. Oh, actually, let's try this as well. Let's try to see if the avatar can go. Well, what happens when we reach the edge? Well, you see, nothing happens. So essentially, we're kind of just pushed by the edge. Anyhow, okay. So let's go back to where we were before. Hang on, where's my fourth one? Where's this one? That was weird. Okay, that was kind of odd. What I wanted to show you was actually, let's take that. Okay, all right. If the player is outside of the main platform, what's happening is it slides. So essentially, he's not picking up that it's actually a platform. The player just stays there, the avatar stays there, and everything under him kind of slides. And it's only when the player is on the actual platform itself that it picks up the movement. So check this out. We're gonna pick up the movement as soon as the platform reaches us. Let's try something different now. Let's take this one and come on. What's going on? There. And put it here. No, actually, let's put it here. Okay, so that's a wall I can't go through. You can see it's actually working fine. But I take the same wall and I put it outside of the base platform and see what's going on. What's happening? Oh, hang on. You'll see. As soon as it's gonna go the other way, boom! It no longer becomes a collision object. So what this means is, whenever we're shifting things around, the player needs to be kind of confined to whatever platform we're using to shift the environments around. All right, another thing I wanted to show you before we go back to the other scene, see how it's set up, is about the ground itself. Some caveats. So let me show you something first. All right, so if we put a character and say make it not a farmer but like an enemy. When we start, the the NPC essentially, when the game starts, evaluates all these cubes on the ground, and it knows that he can walk or run on them. So there's kind of an evaluation that's done beforehand. But if we create this piece of ground, asset ground, that, you know, for example, it's outside and it's gonna be shifted. Unless you have a big flat plane here, you may have to have some characters that are live on an asset. But the problem is that, and you're going to see what's happening, is that although it's an enemy, he doesn't know where to run, so he can't chase me around. So that's not really good. And all right, let me clarify why this is an issue. So imagine that normally you build a scene where you have your mountains and stuff like that. But if you have multiple of these sections, unless they all have the same topology, you're not going to want to do that. So essentially, you're probably going to leave a flat plane, but all these mountains and elevation are going to be done with these sort of assets. So we need a way to get these assets to be valid for these NPC characters. All right, the way we're gonna do that is actually there's one more thing. It's actually not. Hang on, just get rid of that. It's actually not when we start the game that this NPC character is evaluating the ground. It's when this guy is being instant. So the first step is to make it a spawner instead. Let's turn it off, the visibility. Let's spawn itself, behavior, enemy. We don't care about the health. Let's make a button as well to turn this on. Let's make that trigger. All right. So we're going to use trigger. It's there. All right. Let's just make sure it's working whenever we press. Excellent. Okay. Next step is to create a ground for this guy at runtime if you want. So let's use multi here. So what the multi does is it's going to create these blocks for you in space. So let's try 2 and 2. No, it's not enough. 3 and 3. Oops, not 32. Yep. Okay, that's good. Let's move that up a little bit. Actually, when is that going to get created? This on start. Okay, so we're going to leave it at on start right now, but in game, probably you're going to use the on receive message, and it's whenever you're going to switch from one environment to the other that you're going to create that. All right, let's see. I don't see anything that's been created. What's going on? I needed to select a block. There you go. Block is there. Okay. Now let's activate. Okay, so there's one last thing that we didn't do, is we need to turn off the collision of this ground, because since it's got collision, this guy still thinks it can't move. It doesn't see what's under. All right, let's turn it on, and there you go. You see the character is now chasing us. So that's our last observation that we needed to do before we can go ahead and build our game. All right. Actually, there's one other observation that we can do. Actually, let's duplicate this, move it on the side. Let's get rid of the platform. Okay, it's regarding ladders. Let's create a perfectly functioning ladder. Put it here. Oh, it's tiny. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's move this down a little bit. And component climbable. And move it up. Of course. There, and just for the kick, another one. Right, let's add a toggle, make it off for now. Just want to check that our ladder is climbable. All right. It's greatly placed. There you go. And just for convenience, let's put that here. Oops. Oh, it doesn't matter, right? It's not, okay. It doesn't matter. Let's put a switch here to toggle on my platform, so trigger, and turn on or toggle trigger. Good. Okay, so you can see that the ladder is working here, and whenever we turn on, no, we can't turn on the platform. What's going on? Oh, there's this wait 3 seconds. There you go, 0. Let's start again. Okay, whenever we turn on the platform, of course. All right, let's put everything as a child. We don't need the lever. Wrong lever. Okay, so let's try the to climb the ladders. That's tough. Hang on. All right, let's try once again. Oh, it sort of worked. So, because I tried it before, and okay, hang on. Let's do this. What if we had other grounds that followed the same? So hang on, we're gonna do this, and that, and all 3 are going to be parented under. Let's try that. Start. Oh, it is working, but that's okay. The issue is whenever you climb, you kind of stay in space. So essentially you can't climb. You'd need to. Actually, let's try this. All right, let's put this here, this there, and this there. Actually, that could work. Or actually, let's make this wall climbable. Wrong button. It is actually working, I guess. Okay, hang on. The wall's climbable? No. How come you can't climb this wall? That's odd. So you can climb those, but you can't climb a wall. That's weird. I don't know why. Right, I'll have to investigate that later. In any case, let's try to climb these. Okay, so but yeah, you see what's that's I can't control the game. Hang on, let's do that on only one. So okay, there. That's what it does. So you can't, you actually can climb, but you stay in space static, and it's the environment that that's a cool effect actually. All right, yeah, end of the last observation. All right, we're back in our test scene. Actually, let me play that again, where I'm gonna show you how I've set it up. So the first part is I created this kind of sort of small town here to hide what's happening in the background when I first start the game. Because here, when the player comes outside, it's already you can already see that the the ground is going further than the edges. But if I hurry up, you're gonna see that, in fact, you can see the platform slowly moving out, and then boom, it stops there. Now, just so you know, the speed of the platforms. That's one of my platforms. Speed of the platforms here. I'm using the maximum speed, but it has to travel the whole length of the land, and that speed here is controlled by how many gems. So eventually, you can create a much larger platform that travels a lot faster. Okay, so let's see what I have here in my hierarchy. So I have one main platform. I've hidden the other one. So this main platform, actually I covered the whole ground, but of course you can do something a little bit more subtle and more elegant. The main area, the main platform is this section here, and the player needs to be on this platform while the transition happens. That's why I created this sort of prison. So when the character enters, talks to this guy, there's a message being sent. Let's edit logic. A message when spoken shifts platforms. So what that does is, first it shuts the gate here so that the player cannot go outside and see that things are shifting around. And it also instructs this main platform here to move. So there's of course a platform behavior that pushes it all the way to the end back there, and by default it's off. Let's edit logic to see what's there. So by default it's off, and when it gets this shift platform message, it starts moving all the way back there, and over there it needs to be stopped, otherwise it's gonna bounce around. It's gonna wait for the message main platform stop, and I do have a main platform stopper. It's back there. It's simply a speaker with a detect entity, and it's going to detect whenever the platform, which has a tag main platform, whenever it reaches this area, it's going to send, actually let's edit logic, it's going to send a message, main platform stop. And let's look at it here. We can view down there that there's the tag main platform. So this part is actually straightforward. Whenever the player triggers the action by talking to this character, and actually let's do that. The main platform is shifting back. The tricky part. Oh, what's going on? Oh yeah, I've turned off the visibility, but it's fine. So again, once I talk to this guy, if you look at the map on the top right corner, you can see it shifting, and you can also see things that have there's a couple of elements that I didn't hide. Oh, also, what I've done, this door remains closed until it receives the oh, actually, what's going on? That's not the right component. That's the door. Okay, so this is this has a door component, and whenever it receives the main platform stop message, so the same message that stops this platform here, actually this one, then that opens this door, so the character can then enter the second section. All right, the second section is this north platform. When you create the second platform, actually let's hide this one now. It has to be on the mainland. Of course, you cannot put it outside. We've seen that before. And again, it's got a platform which starts here, and there. Okay, hang on. Let me move that out of the way so that we can see better. Let's do that like that. All right. This is the main platform, and whenever the game starts, let's edit the logic, it's gonna automatically start moving back, and you see the initial state is true, so it's going to be pushed to the outside. So my main platform, this is gonna stay on the blocks, and the north platform is gonna stick out. Whenever it reaches this area, there's going to be a stopper. So same mechanism. It's a speaker that detects a north platform tag, and when the platform reaches this area, it's going to send a north platform stop message. Again, this north platform has a toggle behavior component, which whenever it receives the north platform stop message, it's gonna stop. And so when the game starts, we can start the game now, automatically it starts shifting, and when it reaches the end back there, it should stop. Ta-da, magic. All right, now, second thing, remember when we talked to the guy, it triggered a message which was called shift platforms. So on the same toggle behavior, the on message is responding to this shift platform. So whenever we talk to the guy and the main platform start shifting back, at the same time this north platform is also going to start to shift back. Now the tricky part is we need to stop it again. So we stopped it once it was it came out there, and we need to stop it when it comes back here into place. So I have another stopper for the north platform. You see here, north platform stopper stop. It's no, actually that's not it. Stopper in. You're gonna see later this one. Fantastic name, I know. All right, so the stopper out is this one, and the stopper in is this guy here. The reason why it's not on the ground is if it's here on the ground, the issue is that when you start the game, it's going to detect that the platform is here, is intersecting, and it's going to send the stop. It's going to send a message to stop the platform, essentially. Hang on, where is it? Stopper in. You're going to see there's a platform there. So speaker, detect entity, it's going to send the edit logic. That's why I can find it. It's going to send the message north platform stop. So when you start the game, if you have your detect entity here, this platform is not going to move all the way back there. So the way around that is I started with this detect entity component higher above, and it's going to stay there. But there's also a platform mechanism attached to it, which by default it's going to be off. through the behavior. So essentially, there's a basic platform that is going eventually to push it down, but also a toggle behavior that by default is off, so it just stays up there. But whenever the message is sent to shift the platforms, this is going to turn on the behavior to start the basic platform, and that's going to slowly shift down, and it's going itself to be stopped by another kind of listener here, the stopper stop, which has the fantastic name that we all love. So this guy here is going to listen to the north platform stopper in, which is the guy that is floating above. You can see the tag here, and whenever it finds this guy in the vicinity, it's going to send a message, stop stopper platform, and here on the toggle behavior, the turn off is stop stopper platform. So whenever this goes down and receives the message stop stopper platform, it's going to toggle off this basic platform, and that has a much smaller distance to travel. It's going to reach there way before the main platform moves all the way back. Actually, let's try this. Right, we're going to duplicate this one, and we're gonna. So the first one is shifting the platform, and no, actually, we don't need the second one. We just need the first one. Let's try that. Okay, so by default, when you start the game, this pushes back, at which point the character is free to roam on the land, and then when you talk to the character back there, it sends the shift platform. That's what I did here when I clicked the button, and oh, this keeps spinning. That's weird. In any case, it was stopped. How come this didn't stop? That's weird. Anyways, you see the mechanism, right? That's just awkward that this guy was not stopped. It's just fortunate that it managed to stop this platform. Let me take a look quick. This stopper stop is listening to target detect entity target NP stopper in, and this is the target NP stopper in. That should work. Maybe it's too small. Hang on. I've seen in the past issues where the detection range needed to be at least 2. Let's try that again. All right. Let's wait for that to be in place. There you go. Now let's switch platforms. Bring this back. Yeah, there you go. See, it's stopped now. It was the radius, and then boom, it stops. And then you have your second LAN. And again, you can on this second LAN, you can have another mechanism to trigger another shift. It can be in another direction. Actually, that's the next step would be to try to add more than 2 platforms. But that's essentially the way to. Let me just bring this back. There you go. That's it. That's the way to get going with a larger landscape than just your 1x1 land or 2x2 land or 3x3 or 12x12. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's the end of the tutorial.